Yo, what's good, everybody? Today, Marvel Snap released a developer update for the upcoming season pass. It's coming on Monday. So we only have a few days before Days of Future Past is inserted into the game. And I just wanted to go over all the new additions that are going to be added. I am super hyped about it.
Nimrod is a 5 cost, 5 power, and when this is destroyed, a copy is added to each other location.
So our latest season pass is going to be this Nimrod card right here, and when he's destroyed, you're going to add a copy to each location. Nimrod is a card that when he was data mined, I was super hyped about. He's gonna have a lot of uses in a standard destroy deck. I know a lot of people are sick of destroy, but honestly, the past maybe 2 months, destroy hasn't been as relevant, but the really big uses for Nimrod are gonna be in a Galactus deck. I know everybody hates seeing Galactus decks at this point. This is gonna make Galactus kind of different. It's not gonna be this standard approach with Galactus where you see a lot of green goblins, you see Electro, you see things that are kind of telegraphing that Galactus is coming. Nimrod changes that big time. Nimrod allows you to not have to really ramp into Galactus as much anymore. Galactus goes off in the 3rd location, Nimrod gets destroyed at the 1st, 2 copies are put in the next 2 locations, then it gets destroyed again on the 2nd location, and you get another copy in that 3rd location. Suddenly, Galactus is actually a playable card on turn 6, which I think changes the dynamic of Galactus completely. There's a ton of people that have been getting Galactus more often because they know that he's not dropping from pool 5 and people are trying to spend their tokens wisely. But Nimrod doesn't just work in Galactus. He's going to be an amazing destroy card. He's going to make null relevant outside of a Galactus deck, which we haven't really seen a ton of. There's also going to be strategies with using Shuri to make Nimrod's power 10 so that when he gets destroyed, you're actually spreading 20 power across the board. And Nimrod's gonna make Arnim Zola a much more common card, which I love because I think Arnim Zola is awesome and I don't think enough people use him.
We have uncovered new locations to hunt down targets. They are Orcus Forge. After you play a card here, add a Sentinel to your hand.
So there's gonna be some new locations as well. After you play a card in this location, you're gonna add a Sentinel to your hand, which is kind of a cool idea. It's going to help make Devil Dino decks very relevant when this is the featured location.
Krakoa, on turn 5, takes over and plays both players' cards for them.
Then you got Krakoa, which on turn 5 is going to take over your hand and play both players' cards for you. I'm assuming that this is going to be sort of a turn 5 ego type of location. Is it possible that that means that it's going to take over on turn 6 as well? Yes, but I think that that's less likely. I believe that this is going to only be a turn 5 play. It's going to make for some very interesting dynamics for when this is a featured location. People are going to be upset about it because they do want to play their own hand. I understand that completely and I do agree, but at the same time, it does make for some interesting things that you have to play around. I think that they have sort of these suppressing locations that hurt the game a little too often now, but I like the idea of the locations affecting things and every game being different, so I kind of struggle on how I feel about this.
Asteroid M. After you play a 3 or 4 cost card, move it here.
I don't really know how this is going to play out. This is going to be super fun. You got to be careful about what cards that you're dropping that cost 4 or 3 cost. I like locations like these over Krakoa because it makes things very interesting and it changes up the strategy, but it's not really oppressing. I think this is going to be a fun location to play at, and I think I'm going to have to do a lot more thinking about how to make this work in our advantage. It's going to be a very interesting, kind of unique location.
These variants will appear during Days of Future Past, Nimrod, Wolverine, Sentinel.
So those are just some cool new variants that we're gonna get with the new season pass program. And now we get to the good stuff. We got brand new cards coming to Series 5. And the first one is gonna be Kitty Pryde, where you can return this card to your hand to gain +2 power. I think that what Second Dinner is trying to do here is kind of make bounce decks a little more relevant. So Kitty Pryde is definitely gonna be interesting there. I don't really honestly know if she's going to be an absolutely amazing card. My first instinct is she's going to be decent. Of course, like, I won't really know until I actually test it. She could be super cracked. She could be an absolute game changer. But I think it's cool because we're finally maybe going to get use out of Falcon, who is a completely terrible card, or Beast, who's a pretty decent one. Now, Master Mold is going to be a much more interesting card in my opinion. On reveal, add 2 Sentinels to your opponent's hand. That is going to be an absolutely ludicrous card, I believe. Maybe I'm overhyping it a little bit, but I am very excited about this card. We are finally going to have a reason to play Ronin. Once you get Master Mold, Ronin is actually going to be a very strong card. Master Mold prevents your opponents from really playing or drawing cards, so they can't get to their combos. He's gonna put those 2 Sentinels in their hand and they will never be able to get rid of those Sentinels. We may see a use for Crystal as an anti-meta card, so that when you do get those Sentinels in your hand, you could drop Crystal in the middle and shuffle your cards back into your deck and then draw some new ones. Maybe I'm just dreaming because Crystal has been completely useless the entire time I've played Marvel Snap, but it is a possibility. Either way, Master Mold is going to hurt your opponents, not allow them to draw, not allow them to get rid of these Sentinels in their hands. It's going to be a lot of fun to see the different decks that people come up with in order to build around Master Mold. This definitely inserts a new sort of archetype for deck building into the mainstream, maybe not quite the meta. Who knows? We got to see how good it would be, but I'm excited that Ronin is finally going to be useful. And Negasonic Teenage Warhead is also coming to the game. When this was data mined, I was super excited about this too. After any card is played here, destroy this card and that card. Obviously, that goes hand in hand with Nimrod. It also really works with a bunch of other types of cards. They're really trying to make Null not just a Galactus card, which I really like because honestly, Null is really hard to get going if you don't just blow up the entire board. But Negasonic Teenage Warhead is going to make for a ton of different dynamics in the game. Maybe you're not even running a destroy deck. Maybe you're just going to try and blow up your opponent's turn 6 play if you know where they're going to drop them. Or maybe you just want to spread Nimrod all over the board and just have a million copies of them. There are so many different things that Negasonic Teenage Warhead can do and so many different things that she changes. I'm really hyped about this card as well.
Our second ever variant rush is coming soon. Every time you open a collector's reserve during the event, you'll have a chance to earn one of our brand new steampunk variants and titles. Here are the cosmetics you can get during this event: Bishop, Falcon, Shocker, Cerebro, Yellow Jacket, Steam Powered, Fully Leather Clad. The goggles do nothing.
So they're going to give us another variant rush, which we had during the holiday season. We had a bunch of really cool variants. So I'm assuming that these steampunk variants are going to be absolutely amazing. It's going to be unique variants that you can't get at any other time. A lot of people have been asking for more variants and more distinct variants instead of just pixels. So I think this is going to be a really fun event, and I think it's going to be really cool. and I like this idea of them inserting these variants in at various times throughout the year. In March, Days of Future Past is going to be absolutely awesome. I'm really looking forward to a bunch of these cards. Behind my camera is Nimrod. Don't worry, he's still there. It's just a just a bad spot for the camera. Let me know in the comment section below, what are you looking forward to in the new season pass? I felt like it was important to go over this information because it's really cool and I am super hyped. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I really appreciate you watching. Have yourself a wonderful rest of your day.